How excited are you to be the Newport County manager?
Yeah, very excited, to be fair, very excited. I've had a little break, well-earned break I must add, but as soon as I met the chairman and the board members, I was really galvanised me, excited me, and I can't wait to get going now, can't wait to get started.
What is it that appealed to you about coming to this club?
Well, first and foremost, the club, obviously the history, the tradition. The fan base has obviously got to mention in there how many times over the years have they sung and cheered the team to victory, the great cup runs that they had. The facilities were top notch as well. Not only the chairman, the stakeholders, the directors, but the group of players that we've got as well. But I'm desperate to get going on tomorrow with the players, and I'm desperate to get out there and hear the noise that this fan base creates, because like I say, it's always been a difficult place to come to as an opposing player and an opposing coach and an opposing manager. It's been a real difficult place, and I think that'll be key. That'll be key for us going forward, that we get the community and that crowd and that noise and that connection, we get that back.
You've been working at Sheffield United, I think, with the 23s, but you were keen to get back to the front line, to the manager's position?
I was keen for there's not as many muck and bullets flying at the manager when you're an under 23 manager, so it's back into the lines then, as they say. Yeah, I was desperate to come back in as a senior figure. I still believe I've got a lot to offer, a lot to give, unfinished business if you like. But doing the 23s at Sheffield United was a tremendous experience for myself, a tremendous learning experience. I worked with some great people. And that again is key to success. Great people, good relationships, and it was a real productive time of my career. Yes, we won the league and things like that. That to one side, but the players, they were brilliant to work with, and I worked with a really good group of staff, and that again would be what we would try and build here at Newport County.
How would you describe yourself as a manager and the style of football that you want to get your teams playing?
It would be, I think, one or two of you would have obviously seen us previously. We'll be front foot, we'll be high energy, we'll be high press. We on that facility, on the training facility as well, on the pitches, we will pass the ball. We will be strong. We have a physical league too. Is a physical league, but we will want to pass the ball. We'll train for speed, and we'll look to bring one or two of the young kids through as well. The academy. We'll try and get a relationship with our fan base, so this becomes an intimidating place. Just want high energy. Just want atmosphere. Just want legs. Just want energy, and above all, I suppose everybody wants to hear that key word: a winning team. You want to win games of football, because that's what we're all in the business for. Yeah,
what would you say your targets were? Perhaps short term. I think you've signed a 2.5-year deal. Short term, long term. How do you see it?
We can all set goals: short term, medium term, long term plans, objectives. I think first and foremost, it's getting the first 3 points on the board at home this season. I think that will be my first aim. Obviously then just trying to build that confidence, that continuity, and that consistency throughout the squad. I'm sure there's quality. I'm sure that the quality and the players are there to win games of football. In fact, I know they're there. I know the quality's there. So just trying to build a little bit of continuity at the football club and throughout the dressing room, and just trying to build a bit of confidence. But I won't look any further than our first game, which is obviously Saturday. I think you just take it game by game, given where we are and the situation we find ourselves in.
You mentioned the squad. Have you talked to the chairman about the possibility of adjusting the squad as you see fit, and also will you be looking to bring any of your own staff to the club?
The squad is strong. The squad is strong. You don't go to Leyton Orient and beat the league leaders 2-1. You don't go up to Hartlepool and be 4-0 up at half time in an unbelievable 45 minutes and be a bad squad. So I have to look at what's here, not what I've not got or what I want or further down the line. I look at what I've got immediately. We'll make an assessment, we'll make a judgment on what we've got. Once the players buy in and give it their all, I don't think they'll have a problem. I think we'll enjoy it actually. But there's some quality players in that squad. There's experience. There's some young lads as well. And that combined can, with a little bit of energy, can help us. So far as looking beyond, I don't think I can look any further really than the next game, which is Saturday. So in an ideal world, I'm sure you want me to sit here and say, yeah, we'll bring this, we'll bring that, and we want this, we want that. But I think that squad has got capabilities, and I think we'd all agree it's been probably underperforming. Points-wise, position-wise, at this moment in time, so it might just need a little bit of tweaking, and we'll go from there. But that's probably a conversation for later in the day.
You're confident, given all that, then that you can get the team further up the table than you find them?
Well, the squad, the team, the fan base, the chairman, the owners, how they all look and appear from the outside is exactly how they are on the inside. That is a real good squad, and I think we all know that. It's just underperformed, but that was all part and parcel of when I looked at it, doing my homework, doing my backup, my background. That was all part of. I said I'd be mad if I didn't apply for a position like this, to work with that group, to work with these facilities, that fan base, the passion, the energy, the drive that the fans, the noise that they create. And of course the backing that you get from the chairman and so forth. But yeah, that was all part and parcel of the package, and it was exciting. And then when I got the call to join them on Zoom and then come do the interview, I was kind of, the juices started flowing, to be fair.
And you know the lower leagues very well, don't you? Both from your long playing career and also your managerial career.
I've been in the higher leagues as well.
Yeah, sorry. As I asked that, I thought I should have worded it differently.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I've got ample experience, shall we say, of League One and League Two. I've come out of it. I've come out of League Two as a player. Player of the Year, top goal scorer. I've come out there as a player. I've come out as a coach as well, and I've been to playoffs umpteen times, so I can't even remember how many times. But yeah, we've got a knowledge, we've got a little bit of experience, shall we say, of the league. So hopefully we can put that to good use.
You had a good spell in charge down the road at Bristol Rovers, didn't you? And then went to Mansfield. Reported at the time that you wanted to go back north for family reasons. I'm not sure. I just wanted to ask, was that accurate? Yeah. And therefore, is it still a situation for you now, or how do you see it?
No. Timing is a big thing in football. I felt really unlucky at the time because I had to depart. It was a job that I enjoyed, and we were doing really well, to be fair. But obviously, family circumstances, as any parent would tell you, there's no point in being a parent if you're not there for your family. So I had to be there for my family. I was there for my family, and it was, at the time, it was one of the toughest decisions I ever had to make, to be quite honest. But I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I was there for my family, and I've got them through a little period in our life that we've come through, and we're smiles, and it's good. It's the family are all good, and there's no issues on that side of things.
Good stuff. And just, I did mention it, but just last one from me. Would you want to bring any of your own staff with you, Graham, or are you happy with what's here? How will that work?
I'll have a look. Naturally, you would want people that you've worked with before for that continuity and that consistency, and the messages that you carry. So naturally you would want to bring or to add to the staff that are there. But I've had a good morning with Jared, the first team coach, and he's informed us of various bits and pieces. We'll sit this afternoon and we'll go through some opposition and tactics and the technical side of the game, just to get something in place for the players tomorrow. But yes, listen, let's see what we have in house. Let's have a look and see the qualities that the staff bring to the table in house. And I wouldn't rule out, if the chairman allows me to, I wouldn't rule out bringing a member of staff now.
Thank you.
Thought the eyes were good enough to see Jared with you there. You'll have to lean on him quite heavily, I would have thought, against Colchester, given that you just don't know the boys yet. One day is hard to go in. Yeah, fair point. I've seen obviously both teams this season play, Colchester and Newport. I've seen the both teams play. I've seen them play last season as well. So I've come up against a number of the players on both sides of both teams. I'm pretty sure I'd be able to give you the ins and outs of all 22 players to take the pitch on Saturday. So I'm not
I'm not a novice when it comes to Saturday. I will have a little bit of an influence, but yeah, Gerard will have a big influence on Saturday's team and tactics as well. And he's been different class for me, to be fair, since I've come through the door this morning.
You mentioned muck and bullets. Is that what's it like? Is it addictive, that sort of management?
Yeah, it is. It's the adrenaline. But the biggest buzz, and I suppose any manager, Pep Guardiola, the top managers in the country, will tell you the biggest buzz you get from managing is winning and seeing people progress and develop. The biggest buzz. I was looking at Nathan Jones the other night, interacting with his fans. That's an unbelievable feeling, and as a manager, you can't actually put your finger on it or describe it. They won, I think it was away at Norwich, and he's over with the fans. That energy that comes off the terraces and it comes off the terraces here, and it galvanises your team, and it's brilliant. It's a great feeling. It's not great when it's not going too well, but it's a hell of a feeling when and a buzz when things go well for you in the game.
Were you quick to put your CV in to email it in?
I don't know the circumstances surrounding, to be honest, but I probably would have been quick. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to. I'd be telling lies if I gave you exact, because I wouldn't recall. I don't know the days and what happened with previous and when I put my CV in, but it was certainly something that it's a club I've always admired. Because I'm pretty much. My values, my personalities probably mirror the club, the community, the fans, and I'm honest, I'm hard working, I roll my sleeves up. You mentioned muck and bullets, and I think that's the way this club has always been. I've seen a lot of, well, for you guys would have seen a closer up than me. You've the Middlesbroughs and Man Cities and the teams that have come here in cup competitions. Teams don't really enjoy coming here. Yes, the facilities have come on somewhat over the few years. The pitch is probably the best pitch in League Two, in my opinion. But the facilities, the club, and the community were a big draw. So, but yeah, I probably would have been. I wouldn't be able to answer that question 100% accurate, but I probably would have been yes straight away as soon as I heard there was a vacancy.
It's working. Key to it is working with the structure that's in place. They've got a sporting director structure, some last summer, as it were. You're happy working with that sort of?
Well, the sporting director, we've sat with Darren, and he will take a lot of the pressure, not only off my shoulders, but I'm guessing off the chairman's shoulder as well. I think that's the way the modern day is going. I think you'll have directors of football, head of recruitment, sporting directors. I recently done my pro licence, and that was a topic we covered. So they're becoming very, very paramount in the game. They're becoming very important, and it's irrespective of what title you give them. But they're certainly you obviously, as I said to you earlier on, strong relationships. So you'll have to build them strong relationships. But Darren is a good sort. I don't know him personally. I've met him for the first time via Zoom last week. But he's someone that I'm sure I'll get to know, and I think we can work well together, and I think we can help each other push this football club on.
James was very much a forward-thinking coach. It was his first chance in management. Are you still, you're 10 years older than him, but nonetheless.
Cheers.
But nonetheless, you still feel you're sort of that progressive. You can still be that progressive style coach. It's not like you're coming in firefighting and.
No, I get what you're saying. I think all managers have to be flexible. They have to adapt, because you guys will know as well as I do how quick the game changes, the tactical, the nous and what happens in and out of games, and the analysts, and the game is fast changing. It never stays still, and if you stay still as a manager or as a coach, you will get caught out, and you'll fall aside. You'll fall to one side, and that again, just going back to what I was asked earlier, the Sheffield United, that again why I was probably keen to go in and see that side of things. I had a big influence as well at Southend with the reserves, on the 23s, and getting that up and running. And I'm a big one for the youth side of things as well, because let's be honest, all coaches and managers have stood out on a windy, rainy, cold, wet Monday to Friday evening coaching kids. That's where we all started. So you have to evolve, you have to change, you have to be flexible, and you have to be adaptable. to move with the game. And I don't just mean that in football. I think that's in business. I think that's in life. You have to move with the times. The world out there is ever changing, day to day, week to week, month to month. So if you don't move with the times, you're gonna get left behind. I'm sure you guys would have seen it in your own jobs, in your own industries. Jesus, you have to be adaptable. You have to be flexible. So yes, I don't like when you say I'm older, but I like to obviously. I like to. I think James is. I don't know him personally, but I think by all accounts he's a fantastic lad, and he's a local lad as well, and he wore his heart on his sleeve. And I love to see people like that, particularly locals. How does the song go? He's one of our own. I love that, and I love to see people get chance and get opportunity, because he's worked his socks off, and he'll come again. He'll come again. He'll do well for himself, because he's bright and he's up and coming. And as you say, he's 10 years younger than me.
and a lot of what he was charged with doing it applies for you, and the importance financially for the club of maybe producing your player. You look at what Exeter have done with. You create one player you can sell on, that's massive for League Two clubs, isn't it? So using that academy and getting those pathways is...
Yeah, just going back again, being the modern coach or whatever, I'm a big one. I think my track record will prove. Obviously, previously Bristol Rovers, we had a young Alfie Kilgore. I think we had 5 lads that we identified and brought through from the academy, and interacted them with the first team, training every day, and I'm working with them individually and collectively. So yeah, that will be a big part of me personally. I know it's a big characteristic of this football club as well to try and I think every football club, in fairness, wants one of their own, wants to interact with the academy, wants to get the kids through. But yeah, if I could go all the way back to the British Song-Belongers, the Johnny Egan's and people like that, Carly Woodrow's, Jack Payne's, Southend, when you bring them through and you develop them and you work with them as kids, it's brilliant. I'll call upon my Sheffield United experience as well. You know, working with them young lads, they just give you so much energy. But when the crowd starts singing, he's one of our own, and when you can identify with a lad who's grown up in the city and he's come through the academy and all the hard work that the coaches have put in over the years, it's a brilliant feeling to see a young kid on the pitch. And I'll certainly be looking to try and push one or two of them on, and try and get one or two of them involved in the first team, and hopefully we can hand out 1 or 2 debuts to a couple of young kids, because we all have to start somewhere. We all have to be given a little chance, a little leg up in life, and that's what we'll try and do with 1 or 2 of the kids.
Been busy on the laptop in the last few days, looking at past games and identifying a few things. I
have, yes, I have. It's been interesting. It's been time consuming. It's been interesting. I will say the laptop. I'd much rather be at games. I never stay still. I've always, and most people will tell you, on Monday, Tuesday, or on Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, I'll go out and I'll cover games. As much as I can. I'll do that here as well. I'll get around training grounds and things like that. I'm always on the go, always active. Again, going back to your previous question, probably trying to keep your finger on the pulse, trying to keep active. So knowledge of the underage groups, the leagues, the teams would be up there. Knowledge of this league, seeing players, yes. I'll be out and about, to be fair, and keeping busy.
Back to Mansfield on Tuesday, mate. I know your next game focused, but
I'll look at Saturday and we'll. You know, that's just gone like that to myself. But we'll let's deal with Tuesday or Saturday first before we start thinking. Before we start thinking ahead.
Gavin,
you asked away, my friend.
Yeah, sure.
What was it that appealed about Graham?
Well, it's a whole process, you know. Darren and indeed he was supported by Paul Trott, who acted in an advisory role for us, who ran the process on behalf of the board. As Graham said, there was a 2-stage process there where they'd met Graham on Zoom, were very positive about him in terms of what he had to offer the club, and then when we met him as a group on Monday, I think it was Monday night, wasn't it? Yeah, Monday night, I think.
What day is today?
Yeah, very good, yeah. On Monday night, what Graham has got, obviously his CV speaks to himself in terms of experience within this league, in both as a player and indeed as a manager. But what struck us when we certainly saw him, he has a very infectious enthusiasm for things. He was very clear about what the team really needed, very clear about the fact that they're a decent squad, but they're just not showing a consistent rhythm at the moment. And he shared with us some of his values, which of course are akin to the club in that respect. But he had a very clear plan in terms of what he was going to do in the short term, which is great for us, and indeed then in the medium term as well. Obviously we're in a position in the league where we didn't anticipate we'd find ourselves in when we started the season off, but we are in that position. And Graham's got a clear plan to get us up the table, looking upwards, not looking downwards. And that really appealed to us as a board, which is why we're here today.
Obviously, you're next to the new man, but how hard was it to? Because James is such a good bloke. It was a good fit, but he just didn't have.
Yeah, I think when you're involved in football or indeed in any industry, parting company with somebody is very, very difficult. There's no doubt about that. And Graham mentioned earlier on about James being a local boy and a fit for the club and all the rest of it. It's difficult to do, but essentially, as James has said, we're in a performance and results business, and unfortunately, the performance and the results weren't consistent in terms of that. And we've been clear with Graham in terms of what the brief is. He's understood the brief through the process, which is why he's here today as the manager and the best choice for this club.
A good fit for that structure we were talking about, slotting into what's already.
Yeah, no, I mean, as you know, we've gone down a certain model for a reason. Graham touched upon it there, and I think the manager at times is so busy with everything else. It's really, really difficult to do everything that's needed. Therefore, Darren's job is very much to support the manager, specifically around recruitment, around the academy, around all the analysis side of life, so that Graham can focus on the first team and what's needed for the first team. And those two things should blend together to hopefully get us to where we want to be.
It has been a tough start to the season. It's been confident that with Graham in charge, avoid just flirting with that trouble, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, we never anticipated being here. That wasn't what we wanted, and it certainly wasn't what James wanted either, or indeed all the players. We find ourselves in a position. Performance and results weren't as we'd expected to a certain extent. So, we then have to make decisions, and sometimes tough decisions have to be made by boards. We want to look upwards. We think the squad is good enough to do that, and we need to get them performing consistently in two halves of football, and we believe Graham is the man to do that.
You obviously naturally run a tight ship. You have to in League Two. Graham will have to presumably shift out if he wants to bring in January the personnel.
Well, I think as he said a little bit earlier on, I mean it's obviously day one today. He's going to meet the squad face to face tomorrow, and like most things you do when you come into any job, you look, you listen, and then you identify what you think you might need going forward. And our job as a board has always been to support the manager in whatever shape and form that we can. So we'll need Graham to assess the squad in the shape and form that he thinks that they're at the moment, and what we potentially could need when the window opens, and then we'll work out what the strategy is behind that at that particular moment. Obviously there's ongoing work with that. That's a big part of Darren's role, and Darren will be sitting down with Graham when he gets his feet under the table to look at that. Okay, thanks. Go on, Luke.
Tuesday, obviously qualified for the next round of Papa John's. Was you here? If so, what did you make of that game?
I wasn't here, no. I was obviously keeping track of it. Obviously, the Papa John's, as you say, it was the cup game. My priority is obviously league points, because that would be paramount. I didn't come Tuesday for obvious reasons, the tongues wagging and pictures and so forth. So naturally, I didn't come. But I thought there was an energy about them. I thought they played really, really well. That performance is there. We touched on a performance earlier on against Harrogate and against Leyton Orient. So the performances are there. The players have produced this season, but not consistently enough, not often enough. So that would probably be something that we were looking to do, add a little bit of consistency, add a little bit of continuity to that performance. But definitely, as you quite rightly said, the performance is there, the quality is there. So it's just unleashing that a little bit more regular, week in, week out. And it's when they make an error, when they make a mistake, it's not getting down, it's not getting beat up, it's picking themselves up and going again, because every team, every player in this division will make an error. So all you want to do is get them to react positively from the one or two errors that they make, and try and gradually cut out the amount of errors that we're making. But I thought they played very well. There was you were obviously at the game. I thought there was a good energy about them, and the be all and end all, like we said earlier on, they won the game through to the next round, which is massive positive. So I'm walking into a winning dressing room. I'm walking into a team that's gone into the next round. I'm walking into a team in the morning that should be full of confidence the way they played. So that's where I will be taking it from. I won't be taking it from last week or last month. I'll be taking it from Tuesday. And from Tuesday there was massive amounts of positives.
When we had Gavin and James on, look back in Amber before, they made no secret that the aim of the season was promotion. Do you still feel that's achievable this season?
Well, look, anything is achievable. What have we got? We've got 30, 31, 32 games left. If we win all 31, 32 games, yeah, we will get promoted. If we don't, we'll fall somewhere in between. But like I say, crawl, walk and then run. My biggest priority at this moment in time is meeting the players, shaping them up, trying to get them organised and sorted for Saturday, trying to get obviously some ideas implemented and some philosophies across to them over the next couple of weeks. But as I say, Saturday is my biggest challenge at this moment in time. To look beyond that, I don't think I can, nor I don't think I will, to be honest. But anything is possible if you can get on a winning run. You could you just never know. But my big thing would be winning games of football, and hopefully that'll transpire, that mentality, that mindset will transpire into the changing rooms, and they'll be on the same hymn sheet.
You mentioned earlier about this club in cup competitions. Obviously you've got Leicester coming up away in the fourth round of the League Cup. You must be looking forward to that one. That must be one to get you excited.
Yeah, look, it's nice. It's a side show to what we really want. I think what we all want, the community, the fan base, the players, the board, and myself included, is progress in the league. I think that's a priority. But it's always nice, and it's been maybe a tradition of this club over the last number of years, and it's helped obviously with funding for facilities, funding for players, them cup runs. So yeah, Leicester will be nice. I couldn't even tell you when it is, if I'm being honest. I'm not delved in that far. But it's obviously a nice tie. It's a Premier League team, a lovely facility, Leicester, and some great people up there as well. So it will be nice. But I wouldn't want anybody's focus to be on Leicester or any other game other than Colchester on Saturday.
We've obviously got the World Cup coming up in just under a month now. We get in League 2, there's a 2-week break. Are you going to use that as a mini pre-season?
I never even see Ireland are not in the World Cup, so that doesn't. You're going to nibble at me now because Wales are and Ireland are. And I get it. I get where you're coming from, but I'm not. You know, you're asking me a couple of things that I've not looked at, and that can be used as a number of reasons, but or a number of objectives we could use. But one thing I'll always be with the players is they got to earn their time off. They got to earn their days off. This job is a privilege. If they're doing the job and they're working well and they're in a good place, the players might get some time off to themselves to spend with their wives and their kids and their families and what have you. But it will be nice to, as you say, to get working with them and to have a couple of weeks mini pre-season, if you like to call it that, but to get on the training ground with them. A lot of water to go under the bridge between now and then, but it will be nice. A little break will be nice to work with the players, because it has been consistent, hasn't it? Saturday, Tuesday. But I suppose that goes with success, and unfortunately these lads they've been successful, as you quite rightly said, in the cup competition. So they're playing Saturday, Tuesday, so that can be a good thing as well. But yeah, I would like a little break. I would like a Saturday to Saturday, or a 2-week break that I can get right in and get my ideas across to them.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, obviously it's a transitional period for the club at the moment. How important will it be for you to tap into experienced players like Matthew.owen and Mickey to ensure that the transition is smooth?
They're obviously big players for the club. You know, Joe Day and James Clark, Dimitri, Dolan, Bennett. You know, there's Omar Bogle. There's a lot of experience in there. There is experience in there. You want them to lead the dressing room. I always say, if you've got good seniors, you'll have good juniors. If they're showing the way and they're leading the way, the juniors will look and bounce off them. I'll definitely be having a chat with the seniors. I'll definitely be asking them to take the lead on certain bits and pieces at the football club, and I'll definitely be asking them to look after the young'uns that come through. I'll certainly be seeking their opinions, their views, because I think they're very important, not only to the football club but to the group of players in the change room. So yeah, they'll be important players for us. If we're to do anything this season, they'll be very important players for us.
Yeah, you've spoken about Rodney Parade. Have you got any experiences of coming to Rodney Parade as a player or manager?
Yeah,
did you find it?
Tough, very tough. It's noisy, it's raucous. When the fans get going, that energy from the stands tends to transcend onto the pitch. It galvanises and energises the team. Sometimes it's very, very difficult to stop. Once the fans get going and get up here, it's a difficult place to play. My last game here, we got beat, so I think that was probably regular. I don't think I've ever had too many victories here, to be honest. It's always been a tough place, and we want to get that back. We want to bring that back. We want to bring that side of the club back, and that was a real commodity that this club had. And teams used to look and, oh no, we're going to Rodney Parade, we're going to Newport this weekend. Teams didn't want to come and play. We had a similar situation when I played at Plymouth, making that travel and that distance. We knew teams didn't want to come and play against us because of the team we wore, the community we wore, the fans they wore, and the players we wore. We knew they were beat before they got off the bus. And we have to, if we're going to do anything this season, we have to make this place better. I won't say a fortress, but I'll say better than what it has been, because I think it's not been, is it 10 or 11 games, whatever it is, we've not seen too much league success here on the pitch. So we aim to change that, we aim to fix that, hopefully. Not an easy task, but it's something that we're certainly aware of and we're certainly going to look at.
Yeah, a question for you, Gavin. How important is this appointment of given the club's position in the league?
Oh, it's absolutely critical, given where we are, and that's why we've gone through the robust process that we have. I mean, we were very humbled by the fact that there was 26 odd applications for the post. So I think it tells you what people and how people view us externally in that respect. So yeah, it's an absolutely key appointment. It's a key one to get right. It's why we went through the process that we have, and we did the interviewing that we have, and we've done the due diligence on individuals that we did. And it's really key that you do all that, because there's many different facets that come to be included on all of that. So yeah, for us, it's absolutely key that the manager has got to be able to, as Graham said, get a tune out of the players on a consistent basis. And what is interesting when you interview people for this role is the amount of work that they've gone through at looking at our squad, what we've got, what they see as the challenges today. So they're almost coming into the job having identified what the issues are, and I think that says something about them. and in terms of what we're looking at and why Graham is fully conversed of what the short-term priorities are in terms of us getting points on the table and hopefully starting on Saturday against Colchester.
Yeah, will we be getting meet the manager event for Graham to introduce Graham to the fans?
I haven't told him that one yet, but we will be, yes. Yeah, we always have again, reflective of the community club that we are. Whenever we do have a change of manager, we always do an event. I was showing Graham earlier on the Bisley Hospitality Suite. We always have an event in there, you know, because supporters, understandably so and rightly so, you know, but they want to meet you. They want to meet the manager, who's the person that's going to be, you know, in charge of the team and getting us to where we'd like to be. And there's a great connection with the fans at this club, and you know, that has to continue in that respect, given the ownership model that we've got here today.
Finally, Graham, have you got a message for the fans?
Yeah, just turn up and support us, get behind us. We'll as a one, all of us together, we can hopefully fix the one or two little issues that we've had, and we can maybe achieve something. But stick with us and support us, be loud and be proud.
Thank you.